Guten Tag! Ich bin wiedergekehrt! My fellow Germans, I have returned to Germany, and I will lead this empire into a glorious future!
Good evening and welcome to another 3-day war of Hearts of Iron 4, where we're kind of celebrating, 5 years of Hearts of Iron, or, alternate history, or just having a nice time beating the crap out of our influencers. It's me, Daniel. I will be commentating this together with...
Hey, it's your boy Bobby here.
We weren't the ones setting up this scenario. We had our lovely community ambassador, Josh Adaway. So if you could take it away, quickly describe it, what you set up for the viewers, that would be awesome.
Absolutely. So today we have two teams of 4 players. One's playing the Germans, are made up by 4 Hearts of Iron 4 devs. And the other, the United Kingdom, is made up of 4 content creators. But that's not all there is to it, because the content creators in the UK have been backed up by a virtual House of Commons made up of a collection of representatives from mods, from influencers, and from the HOI community at large, through elections on Steam, our own forums, and on social media. They have chosen who will lead the UK team, which is Torio. He has taken the role of Prime Minister, and they've been passing legislation to restrict the players to follow a certain course that they think is right. So
it's kind of insane how you managed to set this up, and how the influence no, you're not going to do it that way. We're voting on something else.
Yeah, they've had to enter a negotiation with these people to get what they want. Their doctrines have been set, unless they get a vote to overturn them. Some of their focuses have been done, well, not been done, but have been set for them. And one I will say is they had a stipulation that the Imperial Conference must take place before 1940, I think, or in July 1940.
Oh,
so
I think it's happening quite a bit earlier.
So they are restricted in what they do because they've had to sort of deal with a group of people who've been heavily role-playing what they imagined they would have been arguing back in 1939. So hopefully this will add a bit of an extra dynamic, and we'll see if our influencers can succeed in the constraints of the community has set them.
We haven't even mentioned who are these people on both teams, and they even went so far so they gave each other titles and exactly kind of what they're gonna do. One team, the lovely influencers, gave us it in English. So we have Tarar, the Prime Minister of United Kingdom. We have Mordred Viking, who is the First Lord of the Admiralty. We have Prussian Prince, Commander-in-Chief of the Army, and Feedback Gaming, Minister without portfolio. And then we go to the devs, where we have Rickus as the Kaiser. We have Engin as the, sorry all German viewers, but this is going to be beautiful. Just prepare yourself for that. We have Engin as the Sonderbefragter für strategische Aufklärung. Awesome. Exactly. So, I'm imagining that's Chief of Army, something similar to that. They're beginning straight away with post-Hitler. I was thinking they might somehow go down maybe an industrial path in the beginning or something like that. But it seems like they're going pretty standard, straight away going into that civil war, since it should be Imperial Germany against Democratic UK. So UK, they are going limited armaments, nothing too strange over there. Getting that, 4 civilian factories straight away? Yes. And they are just focusing on building even more civilian factories away. Oh, here's actually one thing that is a bit special. They're going straight away for that agency. So I guess they want to do some nice spying. What are the Germans doing? Are they doing the same? Or yes, they actually also going the right way with spies. So hopefully gonna be lots of spy actions back and forth. Maybe some captures. Maybe we can get some real James Bonding going on here. Otherwise, they're also building up their civilian industry, and militarily they're going pretty standard. They're still building the light tanks. That's kind of interesting. I thought they might remove them, but they might want to go a bit for a light tank army, but they're focusing very much on fighters and close air support. And it seems like they're trying to structure up some kind of... Oh, they're placing all their troops right here to be able to just cut off the civil war as soon as it happens. Split up the enemy side on 2 sides. That's pretty smart.
England's starting build is pretty interesting. They're pretty much just building rifles and artillery, so
Oh,
might be looking to get into land war pretty early, or at least get out a large army as soon as possible.
I think you mean support weapons and infantry.
Did they switch into support? Oh, yep.
So, yeah, I guess they just want the army up and rolling as quickly as possible. Have they done any like army changes? Oh wow, this might actually be slightly annoying. It's jumping around when they switch your army. Yeah, they also switched, I think, all divisions into the standard division template. So they want a normal, pretty strong army, and we'll see exactly what they plan to do with it. If they're gonna gather everything in England, or if they're gonna try to defend their entire colonial, well, nation right there. A good thing to actually mention is that every single nation in the entire world was placed as random. So they're gonna go down a random path in their, well, focus tree, except the United Nations, they always kind of do a bit random. Except Italy, France, and well, Commonwealth nations, they're going by the default one, the historical one, which we're going with. Otherwise, every other nation might, might spice things up a bit by doing things that were not expected. Like, I think it's unbelievable that it's gonna happen, but if we see a Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, that's gonna be pretty goddamn crazy.
Well, the Kaiser, the future Kaiser has finished their intelligence agency and
Wow.
is Friends of the Kaiser Society.
Oh my god, that's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. They seem to be training a bit of their fleets, not very many, just actually the battlecruisers right now. So they might be limiting their training amount and just train the ships that really critically need it. Just to save that fuel, which is very sparingly right now.
Yeah.
Are they training Air Force? No.
You know, fuel might not end up being a problem for Germany this game. I mean, do they have plans of going to war with the Soviets, or do you think they're going to be able to keep land routes open to Iraq and Iran to pull oil from there?
Yeah, that is the big question, because victory cards have been spread out a tiny bit throughout the world. Josh, if you could just very quickly recap some of the launcher points throughout the world, that would be very helpful.
Yeah, so we have a collection of what we're calling super victory points spread out across the world. There are 4, I think, in the Soviet Union. There are some in Asia, down in Singapore way. There are some in East Africa and North Africa. The idea is to encourage the players to fight each other, not just in the traditional Western European front. I can, in fact, shed some light on where the UK will be going with its focuses, because if I pull up a sheet here, I have the what I believe is called the Aggressive Expansion is Just a Number Act, which mandates the government in the UK to follow the no more appeasement path, and authorises it to make use of any war goals gained from the secure the oil imports, continental intervention, or no further appeasement focuses.
That is very aggressive. So motion of no confidence and no further appeasement. That's going to be quite harsh in the UK's ability in the very early beginning.
Yes, they are committed to going down that path.
Well, that might not have been exactly what they wanted, but no, it is a pretty good one to very quickly get into the game and start expanding, which is something UK might want, since they're not going to be in the best situation to fight Germany alone. But here we go, the German Civil War has begun. We have our very brave August von Maxen fighting against the German Reich, and let's just hope they win right here so we don't end the entire 3-day war within the first second.
Well, it looks like that the Kaiser faction has secured a pretty quick breakthrough through the middle of the German lines, and they have, it seems, completely encircled the army of the South.
Yeah, very quick right there. So that's why they placed all of their troops very concentrated right there. So all the militias would spread around the front line, and their real troops would basically be push in, break them apart, and win the Civil War very quickly.
And it seems that the Kaiser has stopped producing tanks and airplanes altogether, as they lost half their factories when the Civil War started. and it's going to be pretty rough on their
efficiency, right?
Their efficiency to get all that back. But I mean, I suppose the UK isn't really prioritizing building an air force at the moment either, so it probably works out for them just fine.
Yeah, I'm actually very split usually when it happens to myself. Like, should I remove a couple from like infantry to try to fill them up, or at least have something on them constantly, or if I should just leave it be. I'll fix the factory quite soon and then switch over. So let's see. Have they have spy? Yes, they have a spy, and they're building a spy network right in Germany right now. It's a Yugoslavian, German, British person, so that's quite a nice bonus right from the beginning. Instead, as we go, just bumping up that stability before they go down the no confidence pass, I'm assuming.
Something we can note just now, the second naval treaty has been signed. There was some debate at some point in the parliament over whether or not Britain should be signing that naval treaty, but ultimately after a long and tiresome debate, they decided to continue safeguarding peace through a naval treaty.
Oh, that is interesting, because that's probably something people usually ignore doing, because it's, well, a bit of an effort to actually pass it along. So that's kind of interesting. And we can see that both of the teams are still going quite heavy on just upgrading their spy agency right now. There's been no timing since the very beginning of the game. Just getting more and more spies seems to be a big priority for both of the teams.
Yeah, for sure. And England has put a lot of effort so far into boosting their operative development and recruitment abilities in their agency. So they're definitely going to be wanting to have a very high operative count, which the UK is quite good at.
So they just want to throw down different operations, throw down different spy integration, just try to push down Germany that way. Or maybe steal some blueprints. Both are very big possibilities. Let's see, secure new state. They have another 30 days going on right there before they finish. Superior firepower is done. In general, it seems like both teams are going pretty standard, except the UK are doing, depth charge throwers. So it seems like they are not going to allow the Germans to do any kind of subbing right now. UK is falling behind slightly, at least, on the industrial research over there. We'll have to see if they are going to go for the just get as much as possible factory output right there, or disperse the industry that gives them a bit more viability on switching things around. Decisions, have they done anything special right now? Not from what I can see, at least. If we jump into Germany, have they done anything right there? They're doing anti-democratic raids. That's a decision you don't see very often actually being done.
Yeah, a second ago you were touching on the UK's naval building policy. So you can see that they're refitting an awful lot of destroyers because central to Mordred's plan that he set out in the Admiralty Act was that he wanted to quickly research sonar and depth charge thrower technologies, and then refit a huge part of the destroyer fleet.
Okay.
That will be consuming a substantial part of their dockyard resources for quite a while.
That would explain why everything is, 50% done. Very cool, thank you.
Definitely makes sense. I mean, their naval supremacy is so strong at the start, and they don't really need more ships. They just need better destroyers in case the Germans try to pull something with submarines. But I don't know if the Germans are going to really give that much of a focus. Interestingly enough, the UK has only appointed a single person in their government right now.
Democracy is now the largest ideology in Germany.
No.
Yeah, unaligned is not an easy ideology to push.
No. They are going to get some support right now when they do revive the Kaiserreich, gaining 0.10 every single day.
Yeah, that'll be good for them.
Yeah, but I think they need to clamp down harder on democracies right now.
All things considered, their stability is 85%, which is pretty good considering how split they are ideologically, and considering they just came out of a civil war. So
they are gaining.
This may end up just being a waste of resources for the UK, but we'll see.
Well, I don't know, waste. They are. Well, I guess they're wasting time right now. They are still going to keep those operatives going on, but they actually have 2 of them right now assigned to boosting. They really want to delay Germany as long as possible from going down the path of returning the Kaiser.
Yep.
But I don't know how bad that actually is. It all depends on if the developers try to get some kind of early war going on. Otherwise, they can just, okay, sure, I'm just gonna go straight into the industrial path and take all of the lovely focuses right here. I will gladly take those 12 civilian factories. I would love that war economy and 6 military factories. I don't really see what's the large point of taking such a massive focus on trying to stop them from returning the Kaiser. Hey, Motor Viking, how are you?
Hello, I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
I'm getting to play in the boats, so I'm happy.
So we are noticing that you're focusing very heavily on influencing the Germans. How come?
That would probably be more of a Torio question, because he's the head of the intelligence.
But then maybe you can give us a quick recap then, or what's your plan? What's your part of the bringing UK to greatness?
I am the First Lord of the Admiralty, so I'm the one in charge of the senior service, or the boats. I'm playing in boats. I have fun with boats. And I noticed that Germany is doing a lot of submarine construction, so I'm going pretty heavily anti-submarine just to make sure that trade stays open.
Yeah, we heard you ask the research department to focus quite heavily on depth charges early and sonar to be able to refit your ships.
Yeah, exactly. We've already got some ships refitting. I've very sneakily started to refit submarines as well, see if they notice that. And soon we'll start doing capitals, probably.
George, the chief of the spies, and we are very interested in what you're doing in Germany.
Yeah, it seems stupid, but it isn't. At least if their counterintelligence wasn't so good. Essentially, they can only have the Kaiser return if non-aligned support is at 40. And by boosting democracy, we're delaying that, so that we can enact our plans elsewhere before they do.
We
It's going to delay them slightly only, but...
Yeah, we were thinking but does that really matter too much? They can just go down the industrial path, which is awesome since it's Germany. But you think it's still worth it because it's going to give you time to do something else in the meantime?
I mean, if you can assure me they want to know why I'm doing it, I can tell you why I'm doing it.
Yes, please. You're not supposed to check the stream, so it should be fine.
We want to make sure they can't assassinate Mussolini.
Oh. So we were kind of on board on something earlier. Okay, that's all we want to know. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Now,
intriguing.
Very intriguing. Thank you so much for the update.
Thank you as well.
Just to give you guys an idea of timings, we set a house rule that neither team could do a non-focus war on an AI nation before the start of 1938, and they can't do a non-focus war on each other until the start of 1939.
Very good. Thanks for
that does give more value to delaying or restoring the Kaiser by a focus or two, because in order for Germany to go to war with focuses on the Kaiser path, they have to get past returning the Kaiser, and then they start getting war goals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
they. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no! So they have at least now, as we can see, delayed them enough to start going down the industry path instead.
Mm-hmm.
So it has been of some use so far. I'm gonna see how long they can actually delay them. Let's count in focuses. So far, I would at least count it as one delayed focus. If we jump into Germany right now, and yeah, that's one focus, and they are at 39.8%. So the question is, are they gonna wait for it to jump over to 40%, or are they yeah, it's fine. We don't need to rush it down. We're not worried. So I kind of want to see. Oh, they're actually doing something in Czechoslovakia right now. Rescue captured operative. Oh. So they got one of the operatives captured in Czechoslovakia.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
Unfortunately, the Kaiser can't come to the phone. He's having some visa problems down in the... this is Enfield. I am whatever the naval name is, and also, because German is hard, but also managing most of our production right now.
Very nice. So, what are your plans? We're kind of interested to what's going on with the operatives.
Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about it.
You know, we're a new nation on the block. The Czechs might be a little bit antsy about, one of the great empires coming back all of a sudden. We're just, making friends, ensuring that they'll be open to diplomacy in the future, that's all.
Well, everyone does like friends, and and as far as I can tell, you just seem to be focusing on industrializing your nation, and I couldn't think of a more peaceful pursuit. So, I don't know what all the hype is about.
Yeah, we did find a bunch of English speakers tottering around the place, talking shit about the monarchy, which is interesting for another monarchy. I thought we could be friends, but apparently.
Yeah, I guess you're not the right kind of monarchy. It's
But so you weren't too disturbed by it?
I mean, we anticipated, that maybe the darned French might have something to say about the restoration of Imperial Germany and the massive violation of the Treaty of Versailles, but apparently not. Either way, it worked out.
Very nice. Well, thank you for the update. If there's, or do you have anything else you would like to share? Something cool going on in the background that we might have missed?
Kaiser 2, Electric Boogaloo. This time we're peaceful, we promise.
Okay, thank you.
Germany is going to be putting a pretty heavy focus, it would seem, on building fighters. When you're fighting a land war with good access to naval bases, having air superiority is really important, and the fact that they're putting effort to securing that is good. And I do worry about UK's ability to fight future land wars on the European mainland if they don't have a large air force. But we'll see what happens with that. They still have a lot of time.
We can see they've created a new one, the Kaiser's Chosen. A 40 with 4 artillery, 6, 8, I can't count, 14 infantry.
It's a 414. Yep, 414. Nice.
On the subject of templates for the British side, they actually had their templates they were going to use laid down in law. Prussian Prince put forward the Army Act, which set out that their infantry divisions will consist of 5 battalions of infantry with artillery support company, and then a marine template of the same, except with marines rather than infantry. And then potentially those templates can be doubled. And then for armor, which they haven't really gone into hard yet early in the game, they're planning to have 7 battalions of motorized, 13 battalions of medium tanks, with engineer, reconnaissance, artillery, logistics, and signal as the support companies.
The UK has done now only their second political appointment of the game, and they have hired the Supermarine plane company. So I guess they will be getting out some planes now. And they are doing the Hurricane, and I imagine they might be pushing for the Spitfire after that. But maybe they'll just get the Hurricane out and start building them. Great numbers.
And they have changed all the air wing sizes to 100 right now, and we can see what happens. And United States are pushing for intervention policies right now quite quickly. So are we going to have a random US intervening in wars right, left, and center? We have Yugoslavia. They're going down the path of develop civilian industry and Western focus. Very cool. Well, this doesn't matter. Let's see. Czechoslovakia. Trust in the West. Yeah, they're just keep harassing them. Trust in the West there. I don't think there's going to be a German ally in any way, shape, or form. Double check if they're still doing that. They're still trying to boost that influence, though. And now they might want to capture, well, rescue one of the operatives. I don't know what they're doing right here. But yeah, so they are sending down 24 divisions all the way down to Egypt. And along with that, they're sending down their navy to probably protect some kind of naval invasion right there. And there we go. Baldwin disappeared. And we have Neville Chamberlain right there. And they're going to pop a motion of no confidence straight away right there. Nothing too strange. General, the German logistics are looking quite fine. Nothing too strange. They're lacking 565 artillery right there, but I think they're going to be fine. Whatever the UK has to do, I don't know how. I'm super excited actually. What the hell are they going to do? They're still building civilian as well.
Yeah, I mean, they've just been fully industrializing. They must be confident in their ability to just purely fight early on with some basic infantry and naval control. I mean, and I think that makes sense. What's really killing me, honestly, is I think I'm going to go crazy. Is I'm trying to figure out what they're spending their political power on. I just can't figure it out. They've only done 2 minister law changes so far, and they currently have 200 political power saved up. But I mean, they would have generated a lot more than that so far.
Let's keep a close eye at these 220 to see what they're doing with it, because that's a lot. They might just be saving up as much as possible because, like Adaway updated us on, they are going to go down the Imperial Conference path.
Yeah. Maybe they're waiting to be able to switch to partial mobilization.
Yeah.
Right now.
But they can't even go to early mobilization right now since they lost that extra war support. Churchill will help with that.
Something really interesting is that because Japan is a shogunate, I was thinking earlier, like, oh, that's good for the UK because they don't have to they don't have to worry about getting into a naval conflict in the Pacific. But what's happening now is world tension is low because Japan and China aren't fighting. So that's actually kind of rough for the UK for getting through their focus tree and for getting out of civilian economy.
Yeah, I was also thinking, what happens if Japan takes down Soviet Union?
I mean, then, oh yeah, man, that would actually be kind of crazy. I mean, that would at least get the world tension going for Britain. But it's an old like multiplayer strat to play a central power and then to just not raise world tension and sit there on partial mobilization or war economy while the UK is still sitting there on civilian economy, and you just sit there and build.
Outproduce them massively.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking, Japan declares war on Soviet Union, they expand, take like Siberia and everything right here, and then Germany go for it. Then they reach the German heartland. They reach the Soviet heartland with all the industry, all the power, and if they manage to get some kind of good peace deal out of it, and maybe a land route to their ally Japan, it's gonna be amazing. Like, it's gonna be super powerful. That's tons of points from just Soviet Union and Japan, but also tons and tons of industry. UK's sneaky move that they're doing right now against Italy, it gotta be amazing. It really gotta be amazing. They have 24 divisions now assigned at Malta, so I don't know.
If Keb Zero in the chat did bring up that if the UK does want to do the Imperial Federation, they will need a lot of banked political power for that. So
Yeah, it is.
They could be already working towards that, but I am interested to see where their political power goes.
Yeah, but shouldn't they pick a workhorse then?
Yeah, I
Things
mean, probably, but I don't know. Maybe they're playing some sort of 5D chess that I'm just too simple to understand.
I was just gonna be more playing with that, too stupid not to understand, and I'm like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. Return of the Kaiser.
It's happening.
It's finally happening.
Yep, seems they just wanted to get their research slot in those sweet free civilian factories, and they're back to politics.
Yeah. And as you can see, they're doing... Wow, they're focusing super heavily on synthetic refineries.
Oh, I mean, it's a good strat as Germany. You get all the rubber that you need to build a big air force, and then you get kind of a decent fuel income, at least if you invest in developing the fuel income on top of it, and it really helps give Germany a bit of flexibility in terms of how they wage war in Europe.
Yeah, and since we know they are gonna have a full air force, they have 15 factories now to assign up fighters. That rubber is gonna be awesome. It's gonna be super useful. Right now they're using 3 factories to trade. 1 with tungsten, of course, but 2 for rubber itself. So that's gonna free up civilian factories as well.
Although it's gonna be pretty painful for them to build all these refineries right now, especially without having MIFO bills making it cheaper for them. So building a bunch of refineries is Germany in late 37, early 38. If you're playing historical, is a pretty good strat because by then you've got a good civilian industry, and you still have MIFO bills to make building refineries a lot cheaper for you. So you can pump a lot out right there, kind of the height of your civilian industrial power before you start building a lot of military factories.
Yeah, very true. And we can also see that UK have now picked Kenneth Anderson, infantry expert. They're going to war. They are going to war.
Oh, they are for sure going to war. Sorry, let's see if their next focus is here. Oh, and we have look at Malta. Look down at Malta.
Oh God, we have it going on. They are going to war.
I called it early.
Yeah,
I'm a genius.
I think we called it. God, maintaining the balance of power, they are going to go very quickly for this war. Holy shit. But the question is that the smartest move?
I mean, I really think it is. You know, Germany really, there's nothing Germany can do about it aside from trying to join with Italy. But I mean, if UK does this quick and right, I mean, they could have Italy out of the war in a matter, of days, weeks.
Yeah. And it's gonna create a land border with Germany.
If they can puppet Italy without getting in a lot of naval battles, they'll get Italy's basically whole navy on their side, as well as Italy's air force, which is also fairly respectable.
Yeah. Like, I am kind of interested in why they are invading all the places of Italy, though. If they want to bring them down, pretty much all of Italy's victory cards is in Italy, like mainland Italy, and just taking that down quicker, they can focus more forces right there. They should just... I would have lightly defended the African parts and lightly defend the Ethiopian parts. Let's focus even more on taking down Italy.
Guten Tag! Ich bin wiedergekehrt! My fellow Germans! I have returned to Germany, and I will lead this empire into a glorious future!
I wonder if they have a cunning plan to declare war on the German Empire and hope that Italy joins them and then attack Italy after joining the German Empire.
Let's zoom in on these focuses. I want to see them happen. Come on. Come on, you can't let me wait too long. Continental intervention. They're gonna go straight for Italy as quickly as they can. 2 divisions to Livorno, and I guess 2 divisions right here. So they're gonna go for it. They're just gonna try to bring down Italy instantly.
Yeah, and they also have their navy set up really aggressively with 3 patrols and a strike force deployed.
Ooh, yes, they have.
So yeah, it looks like they're gonna try to engage immediately. And they don't have any convoy raiding set up around Italy, so
even if they would... That's a big question. If Germany somehow managed to invite Italy to a faction, then they wouldn't fall. They wouldn't capitulate fully until Germany is down, and then we have the, basically world war between those 2 factions happening, but I doubt they can invite them. I don't think they want to even. Right now, definitely not. Wrong ideology. They don't need us at war. Maybe. So apparently, by their estimates, France should have joined them right now.
It could be. I mean, they're set to default, which does mean the order can change of focuses when in response to other nations' choices.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's probably something to do with that.
Yeah,
France has been going down like their Air Force path and not doing political stuff.
And they still respond to what different nations are doing. Like Germany going here, that the world tension is very low because there is no nation here, so they are going to respond on different things. So, I don't know. Like, I think it's kind of fair game and makes it probably even better. Because now maybe their sneaky tactic won't work as well. And United Kingdom just straight away declared war against Italy. And we're gonna see how these naval invasions actually, how it goes. Italy, they are shuffling around tons of troops. Some are being sent by Navy to try to sort out those extra areas. But some of them are also just put on more garrisoning. A lot more garrisoning is going on right now. Still, no faction invite possibility for the UK to invite anyone. We have Italy, they are bravely defending right now the shores. Docking rights have been accepted by Venezuela. Let's see how's it going for the UK. Are they trying to do any quickly
They've launched their naval invasions.
They're doing well. They have managed to grab a port at least.
Yeah, they have
Shall-
Rome.
Have they Rome now? They have the province beside Rome.
Oh yeah, sorry. But they do have the port next to Rome.
So far, this war is only UK versus only Italy. They're pushing back in Africa right there, and they're crushing in the Ethiopian side. Though they're not executing the order with the rest of the troops right there in Somaliland. And the troops right here are starting to get surrounded right now. All the army standing against France was just pulled away and is now focusing right now on taking down those naval invasions. Can Germany do anything right now? They cannot. Nothing is going on. 16 world tension. It's not high enough. Could Germany? No, they can't justify world tension. They are stuck. They can't do anything right now. They do have the focus on true enemy, but that's not going to give them anything for now. Italy, I'm afraid to say it, but you are in this alone. Let's see, the Italian and UK Navy is fighting, and yeah, Italian Navy was slaughtered. What do you expect? Right here, they must have pushed away the Messina invasion, and, well, is now actually fighting back the UK invasion right there. I guess, like you said, they might want to clean up all of this and all of this as quickly as possible to be able to just summon them later for the main Italian invasion.
Yeah, I mean, the quicker this stuff in East and North Africa becomes a non-issue for the UK, the quicker they can bring the rest of their divisions to bear elsewhere.
Yeah.
And they have secured footholds in Italy, but they're all like single province footholds, which is kind of rough because that means that
they can be surrounded very easily.
Yeah, I mean, they can be surrounded and they can never reorg, right? Like they're gonna be stuck sitting on those tiles at whatever org they're at, fighting forever, and the AI is not gonna stop attacking.
So the very tricky plan by them relied a lot on France joining them.
Yeah,
France,
I mean, it would seem so. I mean, Italy is not very close to capitulation.
And they pushed away one of those holes now, close to Rome. 17 losses on the UK side, 23 on Italian. And right now, they really don't want to join this. Minus 50 for we have a war that they might be drawn into. So far, no allies. And now they called in all of their faction members, the entire Commonwealth. I wonder, how's this gonna go for our dear influencers? So they lost one battle cruiser, 2 destroyers, 2 light cruisers and 1 destroyer, and 1 carrier and 5 destroyers. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty rough. But the UK has almost kicked Italy out of Africa.
But if you look at their stability and world tension...
Oh yeah, their stability... Oh my god, their stability is terrible right now, and so is their war support.
This is UK we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, they're not... they don't like starting wars in Hoi 4.
Chat is saying that the British had no fuel when they engaged the Italians in the Eastern Med.
Oh god, you hate to see that sort of thing happen. I didn't even notice their fuel was so low.
I thought it was Italy first, but then I noticed, wait, I'm actually tagged to the UK right now. They have no fuel.
Yeah, it looks like they just fixed their fuel situation by opening a trade with America. I mean, that's... Losing a carrier in the opening round of the war is pretty rough.
Yeah. They are harassing the Italians quite a lot right now, and I think they're gonna win most battles from now on, but that's rough. That's very rough. Hello, Kaiser. So,
in the good tradition of the imperial family, I have decided to take a vacation while the world around me is devolving into fiery bloodshed.
Are you talking about Italy, maybe?
Well, I don't know what's going on in Italy. I'm on a yacht somewhere in the Baltic.
I'm sure about that because we are pretty sure, scouting reports are telling, there are 3 divisions of Kaiser's Chosen fighting on the Italian side.
I mean, I may have given my allies carte blanche, so... I don't know what they are doing.
Well, you sound like an excellent monarch.
Yeah. How's it feeling being back in Germany and being back in the situation we are right now. The world wasn't as peaceful as you said, or wished for at least.
I mean, those who say that I wished for peace are perhaps exaggerating a little bit. But it's good. It's good to be back. It's good to be the
Like-
Kaiser.
Everything I've ever read in the Kaiser Daily tells me that you only want peace.
Pieces, perhaps.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Hello. Yes. Okay. Yes, I'm
How
here.
are things?
Things are not so great. We had some disagreements on production. And
I
we
know-
don't have enough infantry equipment. Right?
I noticed you switched around from that fight production to infantry once again.
I mean, we've delegated, and I have overruled the cabinet on production and forced heavy infantry equipment production because 20 factories were going into fighters, and I don't think that's a good idea. But we delegated and so on. But I think it's going well enough now.
You have
Hopefully.
managed to clean up most of Africa, at least.
You're
So-
breaking up. Can you please speak a bit slower?
You have cleaned up most of Africa in this case, and
Yes, that was a great operation by the cabinet. They have done a great job. I have not touched Africa myself. They did a great job here.
Yeah, you seem to have some early naval setbacks, but things seem to be stabilizing for the United Kingdom now, and I have great hopes for the future of the Sicilian meat grinder.
Well, we are getting a lot of experience. And
Oh, yes.
the Germans are doing exactly not what I thought they were doing. I thought they would try to rush the assassination of Mussolini, which is why we attacked Italy so early. But they took their time, and well, hopefully that will turn out for the best for us. We're very disappointed that France did not join our alliance, but we are hopeful that they will one day do that.
how do you feel about the future? Can you pull this? Can you pull something out of this hat?
Well, we have delegated responsibilities, and I'm pretty much handling the world politics, foreign policy, and so on. Army is handled by my colleagues, and they're pretty confident that they can do it. So I believe them. And once Italy is ours, well,
The world.
then Germans won't be able to get them. And that's a lonely world without Italy and Austro-Hungary, or
Very
a German empire.
Very true. Thank you for the update. Much appreciated. We wish you good luck for the future. Yeah, that was the first session of the 3-day war. We are going to return tomorrow again with the next part, day 2 of our 3-day event. Things are spicing up. We already have a war against Italy. Like, I really didn't expect that to happen so quickly. I was really just assuming first session, people are going to build, show some moves, maybe do one strange action, but pretty much right away, people picked weird stuff, and we have Japan going showing it, and China being peaceful. Soviet Union might have a revolt. I don't know how this world will turn out.
Just before we end, so in the wake of the calamitous defeat of the Royal Navy in the Eastern Mediterranean, there has been speeches inside the House of Commons lamenting the losses unseen since Trafalgar, and some MPs are saying the First Lord has wasted the lives of more than 50,000 good British men in Italy. So there is some discontent amongst the MPs. I will say now, if they decide, the Commons can do a vote of no confidence and remove the Prime Minister if they see fit and appoint another.
That would be interesting to see if we can see a full-on turn on politics then.
Well, war is a long-term affair in most cases, and I would hate to see such a knee-jerk reaction from a bunch of politicians not on the front lines.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we'll have to see exactly what's happening right there. They're probably going to give him another couple of months, but after that, it might be the boot from us at Paradox and the 3-day war. See you tomorrow, and I hope you enjoyed this show.